What is up, everybody? We're live on the Batch Call, and we got something juicy to talk to you guys about today. Now, look, this is a situation that a lot of wholesalers aren't in, but we're going to show you how we're using Batch. We've actually used BatchLeads a lot to find out what this deal is worth, what we should do, but we're in a pretty interesting situation on whether we need to spend 120K by tomorrow or even today. So we're going to run down the scenario. This is how decisions are made. As far as I'm concerned, maybe other people have other decision-making processes, but we're trying to decide if we should spend $120,000 on a piece of land. We're going to dive right into it. What up, Nate?
Yo, what's up?
What's up? So I got a couple questions for you to make this decision, all right?
Yeah, so we have a land deal. It was kind of slow. So originally it was brought like right before Christmas time. So when it came to us, step one was like, that's not going to be able to happen. We're not going to be able to find a buyer, close, and get you paid by Christmas. So we finally found some interest, but it was still kind of on the fence. The offers weren't in the range that we wanted, and they needed a due diligence period. They wanted like a 30-day or 60-day, to do tests, permitting, talk with the city, all that stuff for the lot to make sure that they could use it for whatever they wanted to use it for. So we already got an extension with the seller. He wasn't crazy about it. He's had a ton of other people make him offers and whatnot before. So we already got an additional 2-week extension, and we're coming up on that tomorrow. Got to close on or before January the 13th.
You know what's interesting is this deal, it didn't become apparent to us that it was like a good deal until this week. Right? Let's talk about it. So we have it under contract at 120. We talked to an agent in the area, and they thought that the ARV or what it could sell for retail was 350. So we're like, wow, this is a great deal. And it took a while, but we've had offers that are higher, right? So from my experience, I know that cash buyers are willing to pay like 150, 180, and we have it 120. That's a good deal. But if we were to put this thing on the MLS, it would probably go 220 plus. It might take some time, but we're in a situation where the seller is like annoyed. I'm assuming hasn't responded to you. Is that right?
Yeah, so the seller's kind of, he's gone dark. He's kind of ghosted us a little bit at this point. So it's been, today's like day 2 with no response. And the person that originally made the contact and got the agreement to purchase the property with him was like, yeah, this is like him. Like when he does this, he'll just ghost you and you won't hear from him for a while. And he's probably just waiting for the contract to expire.
Red flag right there for me. If he was like, hey guys, come on, I need you to close, then it would be like, okay, all right, let's take this to the end. So what we asked them to do is to seller finance this deal and just say, hey, look, we'll give you some money down. We'll pay you every month until we close this thing. At first was okay with it, but he didn't understand. So now it's like, okay, the closing date is tomorrow. We either buy this piece of land, which is obviously at a great deal from what we've seen. We already have people that want to buy it. We believe that the ARV is anywhere from 300 to 350. We'd have to close on this deal tomorrow. My concern is we have to pay for a title search. I thought it was done, but it's not. So they got to get it expedited. So that's $1,000. So that's like throwing $1,000 potentially in the garbage if this guy does not respond. So we do that. And then let's say everything's ready to go. We have Jason, who's our hard money lender. He's ready to go. So that's kind of the situation right now. So I need to know the seller's not responding, but I'd love to know if the seller is good. And if he's not, can Jason close on time? And is it worth spending $1,000 to get this done? And can it get it done in time where we sign, we say, hey, we did our part, seller, we're going to put a cloud on the title. You're not going to be able to sell this until you sell it to us. And then we're ready to go. So those are the factors in my mind. We are JVing on this with another person from our community. So we want to help this get done. We want to help everyone make money and succeed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. If the seller doesn't show up, you had mentioned cloud title. Could you explain a little bit about what you mean?
Of course. So if you sign an agreement with the seller and they try to go around you or sell to someone else, you can file what's called an affidavit of memorandum or a notice of interest, which will cloud title. This is a land deal. I've done it on houses and it stops sales. I've never done it on land. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. I'm sure it works fine. The only reason I'm even considering this is because we already have offers at like 180, 220, and we have it at 120. So it's like, okay, buy this, pay a couple $1,000s in hard money, like 3,000 or 4,000 and some points. leads over the next 2 or 3 months until it closes and make 80K. That's cool with me. But obviously we're going to have to come with points, interest, closing costs, and title search. So all this is worthless if this guy tries to play hardball. My first step on all this is text the guy or call him and say, I don't know why you're holding this up. We need to talk to you. We're closing tomorrow. If you do not show up or if you make this difficult, we are going to hold this up and you're not going to get paid, period, for a long time because we have the contract and we're going to cloud title. We just need your response. Number two is we need to talk to our hard money lender and say, can you get this done? Because they're asking us to spend $1,000 on an expedited title. So those are the two things. If those are all done and we get an okay from the hard money lender, I'd say, yeah, I'll spend $1,000. When you talk to Jason, I would ask him, I'd be like, look, man, like the reason why we're hesitant to put this money is because this title company wants us to expedite this and do all this crap. You could even send him that text of what they sent you or the email and ask him for his help because he might know somebody that can do it in Florida for like way cheaper. I might even make some calls, but I would ask him because if he's doing his own search, maybe we could use that search and just give it to the attorneys. I just don't want to spend money on something if he can't come through because I feel like it's a waste.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. And guys, that's the other thing is, there's a lot of moments to where it's, hey, there's 10, 15 different things we can go back and forth on. Well, what should we do for this? What should we do for that? At some point you got to say, okay, well, what's our most important next step?
Yeah.
Let's do that. And then depending on what the outcome of that is, then we'll know what to do for step 2 and then step 3 and step 4.
I got 2 steps for you. Send that demanding text to the homie, Steven. Call him, send the text, tell Laura to send the text. Say, we're closing tomorrow, dude. If you hold this up, we're going to hold you up because we have things that we need answered before we can get closed. And if you don't respond, we're just going to tie this thing up. Not because we're douchey, but because you're not responding. Now, I think he'll respond and we could say, hey, we're ready. You just weren't responding. You put us behind. We're ready to go. Go sign. And maybe he can sign his portion. We'll sign ours, whatever, late tomorrow. 2, Jason, our funder, can he even do it by tomorrow? And if he can, does he know anyone else that maybe he can point us to that can do it for faster or cheaper than these guys? I'm just not going to let this thing go past tomorrow and then him be like, oh, you guys don't have any right to buy it.
Yeah, 100%.
This is the sticky stuff that happens when you're on like short timelines. And that's the tough thing, everybody, about JVing. If I'm going to be real with you, when there's multiple people involved in a transaction, there's more mistakes that can happen than if you're just in charge. And that's just the reality if you do business with multiple people. Like if it was just me or if Nathan was just doing this by himself, yeah, there'd be a lot less people to go through. But it's me. Nathan's working with the hard money lender and he's working with Laura. Laura's has a partner. She's working with the seller who's ghosting. It's a mess.
100%, man. So we'll see how it plays out.
Anyway, we got our 2 things. You got it. Let me know what they say. I'm not worried about the expedited thing. Like, dude, title searches, come on, bro. They can get that ish done in like an hour. Like, what do you need $1,000 for? Because my ladies do it quick here in Utah. That's all I got. BatchLeads helped us at least come to the point where we know this is a great deal. We found a lot of the buyers through BatchLeads, through doing the reverse strategy. Now, guys, the last thing I'm going to say, a problem that we're having right now is we don't have our buyers until now. It's because we do the reverse wholesaling, painless wholesaling strategy in specific markets, but we get leads from all over the country from students and people we work with. All right, bro. Well, it's good chatting with you. Let me know what you find out. BatchLeads for life. Peace out.